the Get It Done install removal. I'll be showing you guys basically how I take out an install after a braided style or an extension service. So here's 13 tips on how to take this out successfully. Let's drop a thumbs up and let's get to the video. Make sure you drape yourself or your client to make sure that none of that water or any product gets on your clothes. I hope you guys get to enjoy the captions, because if you don't want to hear me, you have that option to turn off the audio. So this client in particular, she's had her install in braid down for 2 months. So now we're removing it, and I want to make sure that I knock out the stereotype that if you have a weave, you don't have hair. As you can see, she got hang time for days, okay? She's been growing this for 2 years, been my client for plus that, and she's just growing phenomenally. So now as I go about, I make sure I spray and have a hot bottle of water. I prefer it to be hot due to the fact that when it comes out the spray bottle, it cools off on its own by the time it hits the client's scalp. It's for moisture, breaking up product, and also lifting dirt residue. A gentle touch, time, and patience is the key to having a successful removal. Installs are just as important as removals. Those are the 2 areas in which you could lose the most hair when it comes down to any type of extension services. Make sure that you take your time, you have time, and you have patience. Feel free to do number 2 anytime you feel necessary. Now you're gonna see me move my hands a certain way because now I'm opening up the hair. When you open up the hair, it's to allow oxygen in between the hair strands. By doing this, it helps assist you with the detangling. Number 4, take on smaller sections, take on smaller challenges. When it comes down to natural hair, you never want to sit there and go head on and just do one big old chunk. We're already going to lose 100 strands per day, and this is a 2-month install, so that's a lot of hair we're expecting. So we don't want to add any more than we have to. Taking your time, spraying your client's hair, and just being patient really shows them that you care. And on to detangling. Starting at the ends, you want this to be the painless part of it all. Your client should be falling asleep because of how good you're doing it. Do you see her flinching? Do you see her moving? Do you hear her saying ouch? Okay, you won't hear her saying ouch, but you know what I mean. Like, do you feel my gist? Like, she's not moving. She's living her best life. She's good. That's how it should be. Take your time, be patient, be careful. Twist or braid the completed section so it stays detangled. I personally like to twist because it's easier to remove and it gets the job done. Feel free to keep the twists or braids in while you shampoo and condition, because regardless, it's a fancy knot and it keeps the moisture within. We're leaving the twists or braids in our hair while we condition, right? To keep some of the moisture. So that also means we should think about that when it comes down to shampooing, but so often. We don't want to leave our hair defenseless and dry against our brushes and combs because trust me, it will not stand a chance, especially if you're curly. She's washed, she's detangled, and now we're just gonna either add product right here to keep it free-formed, or we're gonna prep her for her next style. She wants her hair back under another weave. So guess what we're gonna do? Stretch back her hair, and I'm gonna start by flash drying her roots. This firmens her elastin in her hair because with water, our hair's elastin stretches up to 50%. I actually want it to harden back up so that she doesn't break at the roots when I stretch and pull her hair to kind of stretch it out and get it back to blown out straight. Her roots are dried, so let's continue the stretching process. Let's get a comb attachment, wide tooth preferred, and let's get it done. So let me just put it out there. I personally use heat a lot on my clients that I help them grow their hair out. Reasons why? Because guess what? Without exposure, your hair is weakened. The same way your immune system would be, the same way your respiratory system would be, you have to expose yourself. I'm exposing hair to heat because I want it to be able to withstand heat and then return to its natural state. If you go natural and do not expose your hair to any type of heat, what happens is your hair is now weakened when you do introduce it to. Which leads us to my number 10. It's very, very important that you use a heat protectant, which I do use between every single process that involves heat. You might not see it, but it's because I like to conceal certain products that I use because they're for me and then for you when you get your service done. The best time to introduce your hair to heat is right before a braided service because you're removing one curl pattern and introducing it to a brand new one. And then if you wear the hair for a certain amount of time, guess what? Your hair is reverting the damage. Now it's time for us to admire our shrinkage. Yes, I said admire. We have to literally take the time to admire the fact that our hair has elastin. Elastin that when it gets wet, it stretches up to 50%. For curly hair, it actually shrinks it 50% because our hair is so malleable and the spring in our curls are so tight that sometimes it just shoots right up. Notice that when I come across a knot, I stop in my tracks, open it up, and then continue the process. Let's gather all her hair together and admire this length and fullness and the health Can we talk about it? Because we're not done stretching it out yet. So there's even more hang time coming. Number 12 is very optional. 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 I'm gonna take her hair, part it one more time in a smaller section, apply a heat protectant, working it all the way through, making sure it's evenly dispersed. Grab a blow dryer, grab a paddle brush, and finish stretching this hair out. My preference of a paddle brush is because it gives you zero volume, it stretches your hair out to its fullest potential, and it gives you that flat for your braids. I know y'all see me slapping on that heat protectant. Like, it's obvious. Y'all see me doing it. Stop. Finally, we're at number 13, and this is the most important to me, and I literally take it so seriously. Take a picture and video of the client's hair. This is your credibility. This is your advertisement. This is your word of mouth. This is what's going to keep that person in your chair. When they look back in their phone or your phone, see what their hair looked like 3 months ago, and then you took a fresh picture now, and it looks completely different. The texture, the length, the body, the fullness, they need to see all that. She got her own hang time. She got her own bundles. She got her own ponytail. Like, do you see that thing? That's not a ponytail, y'all. That's not a ponytail whatsoever. I'm not gonna lie, I would be 50 strands jealous. Admire my client's hair along with old pictures and videos of previous lengths, fullness, and textures. I want to say that all hair journeys have their pros and cons. All hair journeys require patience, effort, and time. I recommend giving your stylist 6 months to a year for results for wearing consistent protective style services, especially after scalp trauma or texture-altering chemicals such as traction alopecia or relaxers. Have a safe quarantine, happy Pride Month, and check my description box. Like, subscribe, and comment down below. See you guys in 2 weeks for another hair video. Bye.